Hi everybody. In this video, I just wanted to work through just maybe one or two problems about dilations because if I want to be honest, it's always a problem or a type of problem that's been trickier for me to dissect. And so I can imagine that it can be frustrating for us as we are just starting to learn it because dilations kind of change things. So this question says or states the figure below is dilated by a factor of 4 centered at the origin. We're going to plot the resulting image. So dilation literally means you are taking the entire thing and zooming it out, like making it larger, stretching it out, or you are condensing it in. So you are stretching it out, or you are condensing, pushing it in. And when you dilate about the origin, right? It says to dilate by a factor of 4 centered at the origin. That means each one of these points, you will multiply that x value and that y value by 4. So I am going to start with the bottommost point. Well, there's two bottommost points, but I'm going to start with F. So F is the point, let's see, nope, 0 is the x value, and -2 is the y. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply by a scale factor of 4. So F prime is 0 times 4, comma, -2 times 4. You're really taking that point and multiplying the x and the y by 4. So F prime is the point 0, comma, -8. So I'm going to draw, I bet I can plot it with my mouse. We'll plot 0, -8. That's our F prime. Now, let's talk about G. So G is the point 1, comma, -2. So if we're going to dilate this point centered about the origin by a scale factor of 4, I'm going to multiply my x value by 4 and my y value by 4. So I'm going to plot the point. 1 times 4 is 4, and then -2, or -2 times 4 is -8. So G prime is the point 4, -8. So I'm going to plot that point. We'll go over to the right 4, and then down to -8. Oh, hello. All right, let's do H now. So H is the point 2, -1. So we're going to multiply both the x and the y by 4. So H prime, 2 times 4 is 8. And then -1 times 4 is -4. So just multiply both the x and the y by 2. Or sorry, by 4. Because that's our scale factor. So plotting that point now, I'm going to go over, is it? Oh, I have to do all the segments? I see. So I'm going to start by clicking this endpoint here, and then our new point is going to be at 8, so over to 8, and then down to -4. So now it's all connected. All right. Next, let's move I. So I is the point, what is that? -2, comma 2. So if this is going to be dilated, that means we are going to multiply the x and the y values by 4. So this is -2 times 4, comma, 2 times 4. So I prime is really the point -8, comma, 8. And I realize now that that is where my writing is. So this will be great. But we need to first click on this new H prime so that I can draw a big segment from H prime to -8, comma 8. So that would be right there. All right, I'm going to clear out all this writing now. And we're going to translate our last point, or not translate, sorry, transform our last point J, which is -2, comma 1. So J prime, then we're going to dilate it by multiplying each of those values by 4. So -2 times 4 is -8. and 1 times 4 is 4. So J prime, we'll make sure to click on that point there. So it's all one segment. It will be from -8 up to 4. And then I will connect the last sides. So you can tell, right? We have the smaller pre-image and it has been expanded, right? To become this new larger image. When you multiply by a whole number, that is going to give you a larger image. And then if you multiply by some fraction less than 1, that's going to make it smaller. So these problems are lots of fun, but your X and your Y values are being scaled. Please let me know what questions you have.